everybody, welcome back to my channel. All two of you, I'm so happy you're here. So I've seen a lot of videos lately where somebody was commenting on clips from reality TV shows or just TV shows in general that are like a little older or just super insane and obscure, and I thought, why not combine both of these things and make it even weirder for everybody involved? So if you don't know, and I'm pretty sure you might know by now, I'm German, and so that means that my TV programming obviously is German, and every country has a very specific sort of network or channel where you go to watch trash TV, and Germany happens to have quite a few, but most of them start with the initials RTL. And RTL in Germany has two main networks that everybody watches, two main channels, not networks. And that's RTL and RTL2, and both of them together produce the most exquisite trash TV that you can ever imagine. They kind of dialed that back in the last years, but it's still very much a thing. So I thought I'd introduce you to one specific, technically two, but one specific character that emerged from both shows. And that character goes by the name Dominique, or Dom. Alright, so where do we even start? There are two TV shows that Dominique's character is featured in. One of them is called Mitten im Leben, and I would translate that as slice of life, probably. Uh, and Slice of Life was sort of, what was it called? It's called a pseudo documentary. And then the other show is called Family Stories. Literally, it already has an English title. I don't know why. It sounds cooler, I guess. And Family Stories is considered to be a scripted reality TV show, which is probably something most of you are more familiar with. Now, the difference between the two genres doesn't fucking exist. No, that's wrong. Surely it does exist, but in the case of these two TV shows, the difference isn't really that clear. Pseudo-documentary implies it's a bit more professional, but it's not. And if you ever saw one of those episodes, you know it's not. It's like, don't kid ourselves here. It's really, really bad. Both TV shows have one thing in common, though. They don't feature one cast. They sort of switch from cast to cast every episode. So there are like a few established sort of families and characters, and then one episode will be about Dominique and the other one will be about whoever. Honestly, I have never watched any of those shows, at least not voluntarily. The main stuff I know about it is from YouTube, from stumbling across them on YouTube, which was a glorious day, let me tell you that much. There are also German YouTubers who made videos about this, I think, but I thought, hey, let's introduce the international community to this wonderful show, character, whatever. I wanted to focus on Dominique because I'm pretty sure she has the most insane episodes ever to be produced for television, and I picked out three in particular to illustrate that, and we'll start. Alright, let's go. So, the first one that I've picked is an episode in which Dominique, I'm sorry, I have my laptop in front of me, so like, just so you know. The first one is, well, how do I explain? You know, Dominique is, well, she's a plus size lady, just like myself. So I just want you to know that any jokes we're making here ain't gonna be about her body. even though I'm pretty sure that's exactly what the fucking channel and the show intended. I'm just gonna really, really try to sort of ignore it, hopefully. But, you know, since somebody came up with this shit, they were like, oh, you know, Dominique is fat. All fat people eat chocolate all day, every day. So Dominique is a lady who really, really likes chocolate. Playing into even more cliches where fat people are concerned, she also is very lazy, very stupid, and she doesn't work. And she also has a child. But we never meet a father, so I guess it's not important. Dominique is never alone in her episodes. As I said, she is a child, even though that little girl is never featured too much. But her partner in crime, so to say, is her aunt. And the aunt is really, really, something.
Was ist denn hier los?
Like, she's very loud and very angry all the time. She always yells at Dominique.
5 Nummern zu klein. Und was hast du mit deinen Haaren? Spinnst doch. Der Friseur hat sie dir vernünftig gemacht. Und du siehst aus wie eine Trümmertranse.
Which I guess is sort of understandable, but also it's a lot, because it's like literally every episode. But in this episode, Dominique wants to make herself independent, and she wants to become the mascot of a chocolate production company. So the way to do that, in her mind, is to just dress up as a new mascot and show up in the backyard of that factory. And I mean, you just gotta have to see that for yourself, honestly.
Hallo? Mach das Schokomännchen rund. Wir brauchen runde Schokomännchen. Mach das Schokomännchen rund. Das ist lecker und gesund. Ich gehe hier nicht weg, bis mich jemand angehört hat.
Oh mein Gott.
So I know that in terms of offensiveness, this already looks really bad. And just to like put this in perspective, because you might not speak German, the whole thing is about, well, first of all, the face paint, it's not face paint, it's chocolate. Even though it is face paint, obviously, but in the universe of the show, it's chocolate, so yeah. And she's dressed as this mascot she came up with, and she wants the company to employ her because, like, she's, you know, she's curvy, she's fat, she is like somebody who actually eats chocolate, and it's discriminating if she wasn't picked as the new mascot. And so the person from the factory obviously has no fucking clue what the fuck's going on, and so she basically, just to get rid of this person with blackface in her backyard, she tells her to, you know, maybe come back when she has a good idea for the factory slash company slash, I don't think this is how it works, but whatever. So she and her aunt, they try to come up with an idea, and they do. And that idea involves making a cast of Dominique's body, fill it with chocolate, have it resemble some sort of Greek statue, and then drive to the factory and present the lady with it. And the sheer insanity of this is... oh, shit. And the sheer insanity of this is perfectly encapsulated by one image, and I'm gonna show it to you right now, and I don't think you're prepared, so, you know, buckle up. Yeah. I don't know, but obviously I don't want to like hold it back from you, so I'm just gonna show you the whole thing. It's literally just them making a cast of her body, but it's like I don't know why, but it's the funniest thing I've ever seen in my life. I don't know. It's insane.
So, jetzt sind wir fertig.
Also, fertig?
Ja, jetzt braucht das nur noch aushärten.
Wie wie lange denn?
6 bis 8 Stunden?
6 bis 8 Stunden?
Ja, natürlich.
Oh nee, ich brauch so viel Zeit.
So, they fill it with chocolate, they put it in a van, they drive to the factory, but the sculpture looks horrifying. Like, it's what you see when you wake up in the middle of the night in the corner of your room and you just can't look away because it's like disgusting and enticing at the same time. That's what this is. Okay, so the lady in the end, again, probably to just get rid of these crazy people in her backyard, tells them that, yeah, great idea, I'm gonna get back to you. She never does, spoiler alert, but that's the end of the episode, so I guess it's a victory for our girls. Moving on, so the next episode is very different, but sort of also features a certain kind of blackface, and I feel really shitty saying it like this so casually, but it's not intended to be racist, but you can't really look at it as not being racist, even though it has no correlation with blackface. Technically, it's still blackface. Does this make sense to anybody? What I'm trying to say is that in this episode, Dominique decides that she wants to be tan, and it costs a lot of money to have this done, so she like gets all the stuff she needs for her own apartment, and then she just turns really tan.
Black and white. And black and white. And black and white. And black and white.
Like really tan. And then everybody decides that maybe that was a bad idea and maybe we should like go see a doctor. Maybe. Just maybe. This fucking show, I mean, come on. Why? Fucking why? Alright, and the last episode. The last episode is... Wait, I'm looking for it. The last episode, my favorite by far because it's so fucking offensive to fat people. So Dominique has a date and she gets like tips from professional makeup artists and like how do you like make yourself look pretty, you know. And then she goes home and starts preparing for the date. And what ensues is one of the most fucked up, dirty looking, fucking car crashes that I've ever witnessed. And all I can think about when I watch this is that somebody filmed this. Like somebody had a camera, stood in the bathroom next to this poor woman who was acting and had to film this. And then there was also a person who came in that day to work who was like, yeah, I'm the script supervisor for this. Now, mind you, I know that scripted reality doesn't really mean that you have a script for everything. It means that you have you have a guideline, and then you just let the actors do whatever the fuck they think would benefit the story. But come on, it's like, put a little effort in it, like just a little bit. I'm sure they didn't pay these people enough. Actually, I'm 100% sure nobody involved in this got paid enough except the people at the top who greenlit the show. And you know what? Those are the people that are the first ones to be shot in the revolution. And you cannot change my mind. I'm sorry, this took a weird turn, didn't it? Let's watch this fucking train wreck. By the way, if you've ever put on tights, like these very thin tights, especially in summer, then you know putting them on is hard regardless of whether you have thick thighs or skinny thighs. It's shit. Like, they're not meant to be easy to put on. Simply because if you wear too, like, strong and you, like, pull them up, then you might tear them. And that has nothing to do with your weight. It has something to do with fingernails, obviously, strength, and anticipating how easily the tights are going to rip. Like, what the fuck? So again, the makeup stuff is so insane that I refuse to believe that there's a single person out there in the world that looks at this and is like, yeah, I bet she's this stupid. Like, it's not even funny anymore, right? If you watch it the 10th time, like me, it's not funny anymore. It's not even sad. It's fucking oblivious. It's like staring into the void and two eyes looking back at you, and you don't really know what to make of that, because honestly, it's nightmarish. Maybe that's the word I'm looking for. Nightmarish. Boy, oh boy. The whole sequence, probably the whole episode, is just meant to make fun of a fat lady who wants to feel pretty, makes herself in her eyes look pretty, and then goes on a date. And we don't need to discuss that this is fucked up and it's actually not funny. And again, I'm not going to make fun of that. I'm going to make fun of the people who fucking came up with this. Because if you couldn't tell already, the woman who plays Dominique, her name, by the way, really is Dominique, she's not an actress. Nobody on the show, on these shows in general, is an actor or an actress. Those are people that the people from the network spotted on the street, walked up to, and sort of talked into starring in this show, because assumingly they didn't have a lot of money, and so they were like, well, this is an opportunity for me, let's do this. And you can't really blame them for this, but the person you can blame for this, obviously, is the producer, or the producers and the network, because if you look at it objectively, or just with a few years now, with perspective, it's so messed up. It's like, of course it's really, really funny if you, like, see somebody in a full body cast looking like a fucking ghoulish creature. It's, yeah, that's funny. But that doesn't come from a place of kind-hearted sort of fun. It comes from a place of probably disgust and humiliation and disregard for other people, and that's just bad. And you can watch any of this show, and you can watch any of these shows in Germany or in any other country. I'm sure they exist everywhere, and it's the same thing. It is entertaining for us, but it's not about the entertainment for the people who are involved at the top. It's literally not. And anybody who can look at this objectively and be like, yeah, this is okay, like, we're exploiting these people, that's fine, whatever. They wanted to be on TV. That's just not a good argument in this situation. And if you're interested, there actually is an interview with this Dominique person now, a few years after, that a German YouTuber did. And if you speak German, then you can go watch this. I'm going to put it in my description. If you're not German, I'm sorry. I'm just trying to summarize for you. So basically what happened in the last years, like, she lost a lot of weight, which is like, okay, great. I don't really like the way they talk about this in that interview, because she had an operation. So it's like, you know, not really in a healthy way, but let's like not talk about that aspect. She lost weight. She obviously, with perspective now, realized that it wasn't great, and if she would do it again, she said yes, but I would not drag my child into it, because the little girl that you didn't see, I think, I'm not sure what clips I'm going to put in this video, but the little girl in the show is her actual daughter, and so it's obviously understandable that she doesn't like the fact that the child was on TV this early on in her life. She also said something about maybe she's going to come back to TV, which honestly I hope not. Because, like, just let it die on YouTube, it's fine. A lot of people still watch this on YouTube and find it super fucking hilarious, and I'm sure you laughed about it too, and it's totally fine, because I picked out clips that are just so sheerly ridiculous that you can't do anything but laugh. I didn't pick out any ones that were really derogatory and humiliating. And I know some of you might think right now, but that was pretty fucking humiliating, the last one. Yeah, but that's still level 1. I guess I just wanted to introduce you to the German equivalent of scripted reality, or pseudo-documentary. And I would really like to know, like, are you from a country other than Germany? Obviously, probably you are. Does your country have shows like this that are just really, really out there? And I don't mean like something in the vein of Real Housewives of, because I think these shows they have a pretty high budget. I mean like really fucked up exploitative shows like this that are still running, because one of those two that I introduced you to is still running. I think it's Family Stories is still on, I think. I'm not entirely sure. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you laughed with me, but you also got your thoughts provoked. That's something people say, right? If you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, and if you didn't, then don't, I guess. Whatever. If you like the content of this video, there are countless more German reality TV shows that are really bad, but also super funny because of their insanity. I would love to show you more. I hope you're here for the next video, and until then, I hope you have a great day, autumn or fall, whatever you want to call it. The spooky season is finally upon us. I will probably make a video about horror movies very soon, and make sure to check it out. Make sure to check out my other channel where I sing. I haven't uploaded anything on there either for a really long time, so you see, I'm at the top of my game basically. That was a lot. Okay, bye.